Here to share his thoughts, I'm delighted to be joined by theologian and former head of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, Cardinal Gerhard Muller. He comes to us from EWTN Studios in Rome. Your Eminence, welcome back to the program.
Welcome. Thank you much.
I want to start with the U.S. bishops and what they've said about voting in their official teaching document on political responsibility, Faithful Consciences for Faithful Citizenship. It reads this way: in this statement, we bishops do not intend to tell Catholics for whom or against whom to vote. Our purpose is to help Catholics form their consciences in accordance with God's truth. We recognize that the responsibility to make choices in political life rests with each individual in light of a properly formed conscience, and that participation goes well beyond casting a vote in a particular election. Your Eminence, what is a properly formed conscience, and do you think most Catholics possess it at this point, whether in or out of an election year?
Yeah, grace to God. America, the United States are a democratic and free country, and therefore all the voters have the right to vote for those candidates they want to vote for them. But as a Christian and as a Catholic, you need some criteria for the election. And the bishops don't indicate you must vote for them or for them, but they give us, magisterium give us some criteria. This is the doctrine of the Church, the moral doctrine and the social doctrine, and we have to look for candidates who are in favor of the life. This is the basis. You cannot say social justice is more important than the life of everybody, also of the unborn children, is the basis, is a gift of God, and the social justice is a duty we have to fulfill, and therefore we must begin with the primacy of these criteria. And this is the right to live from the beginning of the conception until the natural death, and that is a basis for all states who are based on the human rights.
Your Eminence, in the USCCB's introductory letter, and your comments there are a good intro to their Faithful Consciences for Faithful Citizenship document, they have this to say about the protection of the unborn. The threat of abortion remains our preeminent priority because it directly attacks life itself, because it takes place within the sanctuary of the family, and because of the number of lives destroyed. At the same time, we cannot dismiss or ignore other serious threats to human life and dignity, such as racism, the environmental crisis, poverty, and the death penalty. Your Eminence, this seems to be an unequivocal prioritization of the issue of abortion above the other issues. Is that how we should read this?
It's the basis of all is the life, the right to live. And God created everybody according to His image and likeness, and therefore the life is the basis. All the other values have no basis, no reality. Social justice and the equality of everybody, if you deny the life of the people.
Your Eminence, we are hearing from many areas, even within the Catholic Church, but certainly in the political arena, that all these life issues are at the same level. Some equate support for the death penalty and the environment with support for abortion. Is that a licit comparison in the Catholic mind, in the Catholic theology?
No, I think this is impossible. There are is an order within the rights of human being. If you are looking in the declaration of the human rights in the history, beginning in the United States until the United Nations in 48, and the other declarations of human rights we have in the modern constitution, all are beginning with the life. And the life is the basis of all. And we can, as theologians and as Catholics, not discuss first in the political arrangement. We must begin with a moral basis. And all what we are doing, the politics, depends on the moral basis. And the first commandment, or the first one of the most important commandments in the Decalogue is the respect for the life of everybody. God is a creator of human life, and this is the first respect, is a priority we have in the Catholic Church, and for all Christians is most important.
There seems to be a malicious activism, if you will, attempting to muddy the waters here of Catholic theology to, as you say, serve a political end. I want to get your thoughts, two opposing schools of thought, regarding Democratic candidate Joe Biden, a professed Catholic. David Mills, a Catholic writer in the UK, wrote a piece recently declaring that Joe Biden is not pro-life. He writes, Biden brags about being the one who saved abortion rights by blocking Robert Bork from being named to the Supreme Court. He seems to have no problem with the party's driving out its pro-life wing and even deselecting the pro-lifers it has in office. The Catholic candidate doesn't even try the old personally opposed but line. He's all in. Biden's not pro-life because he doesn't intend to be. He doesn't want what pro-lifers want. The term doesn't include people who think and speak as he does. What are your thoughts on that piece? And would you say he's judging Biden's soul or his Catholicism, or is he merely pointing out the troubling policy that Biden has embraced?
Judging a person is only can only God do. But we don't judge about persons. We do judge about some attitudes and the thinking. And if you are Catholic, you can only be pro-life, for the life given by God. To be Catholic, to be a Christian, is believing in God, the creator of everybody. And you cannot say, I am a Catholic, I am a Christian, I believe in God, but I accept the legislation which includes the possible killing of people in the mother womb and outside the mother womb. That is absolutely clear. I don't see where there are the problems.
Father Thomas Rees, a Jesuit, formerly of America Magazine, writing in late August in the Religious News Service, came to this conclusion, and I want your theological reaction to it. Here's what he wrote. So a Catholic Republican can vote for Trump even if his policies promote racism or subject immigrants to subhuman living conditions, as long as the voter's intent is not to support those positions. And a Catholic Democrat can vote for Biden, even if his policies promote abortions and gay marriage, as long as the voter's intent is not to support those positions. In Catholic theology, intention, why you are doing something, is essential to an understanding of the morality of an action. Your reaction to Father Rees's theological reasoning here, Cardinal Muller?
I think he is confused, and this is a lie. We cannot compare these things. I don't think that Trump is in favor of racism. That is an attribution. I think that is absolutely wrong. I cannot imagine that a person with a conscience can be a racist. It's impossible, because all we are created by God, and therefore racism is absurd. We are brothers and sisters, but the basis of all the human rights is life, and that is the most important thing. The other thing are consequences. Could be that some politicians are not always consequent, but the principles, the first principles, must be very absolutely clear.
Cardinal, I want you to focus, though, on what Father Rees is attempting here. He's really creating a loophole, and he's saying, so long as you're not voting for Biden because he supports abortion, it's okay to vote for him. Is that the right way to look at this vote, theologically, morally?
That is a sophistic argumentation. The Vatican Council, Second Vatican Council said that the abortion is an abhorrent crime and nobody can accept it. And the Cardinal Ratzinger and the Pope John Paul II, they made declarations that all Catholic politicians are obliged in their conscience to fight against abortion and other crimes against human life.